Baldo, good seeing you, buddy. Thanks for
Mitch.
coming on. How you been?
Great. Glad to be here. Thank you for
That's
having me.
It's great. Love that story. Should have got that on camera. That's awesome. It's great. So what's going on?
Nothing. Just happy to be here. I love what you're doing with this. I love that you're showcasing your agents, and I'm honored to be here. Thank you.
Awesome. How was your Father's Day? Thanks for sharing that.
Spectacular. It was simple. Went to church in the morning, went out to dinner, came back home, watched Billy Madison with my wife and my two girls.
Okay.
And it was spectacular. That was my day. And had a cigar at the end of the night. And that's it. You couldn't ask for better.
Can't ask for better than that.
That's it. It was perfection.
Didn't get in trouble that day? Everything?
No, one day, yeah, we got away with one, yeah.
My wife went to yell at me, and I said, today? And she just said, you know what? Go F yourself.
That's it. She gave you the day.
She gave me the day.
I love it.
It was great, you know. So let's start with, where'd you grow up?
So I grew up in...
Any childhood drama?
Oh, tons of it. Forget it. We'll be here for a while. But I grew up on the Ridgewood Bushwick border on Cypress Avenue. So literally, I grew up on the Brooklyn side. And across the street was Queens.
Sure.
So I didn't get MTV for 2 years.
Oh, that sucked.
After my aunt did, right across the street from me. So
I thought Brooklyn got it first.
No, we got it second. Queens got it first.
When was that? What year was that?
Oh, jeez, I had to be
80s, right?
old. Yeah, 88 maybe. Yeah. Wow. I remember that. It was very disappointing. I was trying to figure out how to run the line across the street, but no, they wouldn't
Remember
let us.
that? We got it. I think we got it at the same time around 88, but I lived in Astoria.
Okay, yeah.
And I remember like certain friends had it, and I was just so pissed off because you couldn't watch the Ranger games. You had to had to go to the city to watch the Ranger game or a bar. You know, and some of the bars you couldn't get in. You know, because we were still 16, 17 years old. And then finally, I think it was 88, we finally got it.
Could you imagine our kids nowadays just like not having cable or just access to everything? It's amazing how the world has progressed.
I would rather the world when we grew up in it, though.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
It's just so
it was
much
fun.
Yeah, we got to be creative. You know, you had to play your own. I used to play with cards. And make believe I would have baseball games and hockey games with cards and
absolutely, you had to be creative because we weren't getting iPads, we weren't getting iPhones, we weren't, the whole world wasn't an Amazon order away. Sewer to sewer. I remember losing a blue ball. And that's it.
Right?
It was done. A handball was done for the day.
That's
if you hit it, remember the white rubber balls? If you cracked one in half, you were the worst kid on the block. Because that's it. What else were you going to do for the rest of the day?
You got to play manhunt.
Yeah, that's it. You got to flip to something else. Absolutely.
Tag or manhunt, one of those things.
Absolutely.
Your stickball days and your stoop ball was done for the day. I miss that so much, though. It's such a good time, but it was a lot better growing up.
I agree.
Kids just stay inside now, and they talk to each other freaking by text by sitting next to each other. It's freaking hysterical.
And they're all paying attention to each other.
Yeah,
it's crazy. It's like I definitely agree with you. I think
we sound like two old men now.
Yeah, it's crazy. But I'm there, and I put up. It's funny because I put up an Intex pool every year for my kids in my yard, right? Okay. And I beg them to go in. And they wouldn't. And I think about if I had this on Cypress Avenue.
Oh, it'd been great. Yeah.
They would have had to call the cops to get me out of that pool. There was no way I was ever going to get out of the pool if I had something like that. But, it's just a different world.
I'll tell you, before we get into everything, I remember hanging out at Astoria Park.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And a buddy of mine had a pickup truck. And we would line it every summer, throw it water in there, and we would have our pool in our freaking Astoria Park in the back of a pickup truck,
awesome.
And did crazy shit. It was somewhere, and then golf, it was just hysterical, but things move on, and I guess today's kids are going to be able to just wonder what they're going to say about their kids. Holy shit.
Yeah. It's robots probably by the time.
Exactly, yeah. It's got to revert back sooner or later.
But it's exciting to watch. It really is amazing how all this technology and everything that's happening, and I know for sure that my kids are way brighter than I ever was. It's just amazing. They have so much in front of them where they could learn so much, they could do so much.
They're brighter in different ways, Baldo.
Mm-hmm.
Certain ways they're dumb as stumps.
Yeah,
I'm
crossing
being
the
dead
street.
serious.
Yeah, I get it.
I had one, went into a supermarket, and I'm not going to tell you the whole story because it's amazing, but I gave the girl a $100 bill. She couldn't figure out because she told me she had to go get change. So when I gave it a 60 instead of 100, that flipped the switch,
Yeah.
and she couldn't figure
couldn't
it
figure
out. Yeah, you really want to fuck with them. Give them exact change after you get,
and that's it. You ruin their day.
You ruin their day. It's hysterical.
My wife is more about the school. Like she's really focused on making sure. And my oldest kid is nation honor roll or whatever. I don't even know what it's called. My wife is really focused on that, and I'm more about. I grew up in Brooklyn, Queens. I'm more about, pay attention. Look around, look at your surroundings.
Exactly.
Just be alert. This is, you should know how to cook a plate of pasta by now. You're 15. Right. It should be a non-question.
That's
so,
right.
I think it's a good balance. It all depends on how you raise them. It's what you feel is important in the for your
and
kids.
they'll figure it out like we did. It's just a lot
Right.
different. They'll figure it out.
They're gonna mess it up. I mess up every day. You see.
We all do.
Yeah, I'm constantly messing up.
Just do a little bit better than us, and then they're good.
That's what you hope for.
That's all you hope for, right? Just do a little bit better.
And not have, I hate saying this, but not raise a jerk, just raise a decent human being. Everything else will fall into place.
That's right. So, grew up in Brooklyn, Queens.
Yes.
Literally, both.
Yes.
Right. And where'd you go to school?
I went to Grover, Cleveland.
Okay.
Yeah.
Played softball there back in the day.
Yeah. We had a decent baseball team.
Yeah.
We didn't have a football team, but we had a baseball team.
Okay.
Soccer team was the worst soccer team in
right?
Queens. Yeah, they were horrible.
What year did you go to school? If you don't mind me asking.
So,
high school.
What was I? 94, 95?
Okay, so you're younger than me.
Started,
You're a lot younger than me. Okay. I played for All Hallows in hockey.
Okay.
And then I was in the Bronx. But I grew up in Queens. I grew up in Astoria.
Yeah.
So, you go to high school in Grover, Cleveland. Did you graduate?
I was asked to leave.
Okay.
Early. I did get my GED.
Okay.
Again, like we talked about, trauma.
Trauma.
I had
Shit,
my,
you had to bring it up.
I had my challenges when I was younger, and and my father really had me focused on work. So he was kind of like me on the aspect where my mother wishes I was a doctor, and my father just wanted to make sure I woke up every day and went to work or did something productive every single day. So the work ethics that I have comes directly from my father. And every day, he had a crazy motto. You're tired? Go to work. You don't feel good? Go to work. You don't feel like going to work?
Go to work.
Go to work.
That's it.
It's simple. And that kind of just went through my whole life. So school was something that, I felt like anything that I applied myself with when it came to work and putting my work ethics into whatever I was doing, I've always been, thank God, successful in some type of form because of my work ethics.
So where'd you work? Like when did you start? When did you get your first real job? Not the paper routes and shit like that.
So my first job, my father owned the pizzeria.
Okay.
And the laundromat. He had a hot dog truck, and he was kind of an
Man of all
entrepreneur
trades,
in his
yeah.
own right. Yeah. So every day I would come home. I'd make boxes. I'd sweep in front of the sidewalk. I'd shovel when there was snow around the whole block. So I always kind of had that mentality. There was never anybody who got to sit at my table. I have 3 sisters. Nobody ever got to sit at my table without, contributing. Yeah, it was just, there was no question about it. Everybody was there to work. My father, hardest working person I ever met. I was a chef for 20 years before I got into real estate. And, I would start my day at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning.
I was going to ask you, what's that like? What's it like being a chef?
Insanity.
Met a few of them, but I never asked that question to them.
It's insanity. It's beautiful. It's instant gratification.
So is it like art, or is it?
It is. It's just pure passion. It drives you completely. So when I was a chef, I was in professional kitchens for almost 20 years.
Where?
The last place I was the executive chef at Vincent's Clam Bar and Carl Place.
Okay.
Which I took that job.
Love that place too.
I
haven't been there in a while, but
I took the job because it was close to home. And then my first Wednesday, we did 700 covers. And I said, what's going on here? He said, yeah, it's a slow night. I said, slow night? I did the research. It was the busiest restaurant per square foot in all of Nassau and Suffolk County.
Holy
and I'm like,
shit.
I need to renegotiate my salary.
Oh my God.
Like, my God. But I ran Terminal 4 at JFK. So all the restaurants, the grab and goes, the steakhouses. I oversaw about 350 employees at JFK.
It's Delta, right?
Well, yeah. Then Delta, when I left, Delta really blew up one side and really took over that terminal. And before that, I was Fig and Olive on 52nd between 5th and Madison. So, you know, I had a real decent career. Most of it was in Manhattan.
Wow.
Yeah.
So your leadership, obviously, as a chef.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what's it like with that kind of pressure too? Like,
It's funny because I
was there pressure? Or?
Yeah, every day. So every day was a battle, I always said, between the kitchen staff and every patron that walked in. Because my job, my goal was to make everyone happy.
Yep.
You know, I never wanted a complaint. I never wanted something sent back. I always looked for perfection.
Yep.
But I also tried to do it by motivating those around me and making sure that they were giving their best to it. But
so when you're in charge of the kitchen, you're not really making all the food.
No, typically when I was an executive chef, no. At that point, I was basically expediting. So what I was doing was I would stand in the front of the kitchen and I would oversee the entire line. I would see all the dishes that came out. I would make sure that they were prepped perfectly. Temperatures were perfect. Then I would get the runners on the opposite side of the counter to make sure that they were going to the right table. Everything was sent out at the same time. There was a lot of organizing by the time I got to that.
Yeah, that must. Yeah.
The pressure, it's amazing. That I feel helped me in my career today. Because
I was going to say that has to.
The stress of every single night hearing a ticket machine just go ticket, 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 and watching it hit the floor, you know, you kind of just normalize it. So, you know, in real estate, same thing. It just became something where when I first started, I was taking it so personal, but then I kind of put it in perspective where it's stress and it's okay. We handle stress. We make it through and we make it happen. And you know, that's why I don't mind it. Like the hard deals, the tough deals, the tough clients, it's just part of it. You know, I'll smile through it.
So back to the chef, when I send the plate back, because I hate sending it back.
Listen, sometimes it's not done right, and that's shame
Chef
on him.
Chef get mad or?
No, that's shame on him, not shame on you.
So they're not fucking with my food?
No. I could wholeheartedly say I worked in many places with many people, and you don't do that. If it's a mistake on your end, you actually feel horrible. You're upset with yourself. So,
is that right? Okay.
Yeah, at least I know I was.
Because I had I'm not going to mention who, but you might know him, but there's a friend in our world that always sends his meal back.
Wow.
No matter what.
No matter what.
No matter what, it's always going back.
Well, that's my mother. So
is that, you know what I'm talking about, Julia? You do? Okay.
You can't take an old Italian woman to a restaurant because she's going to do it better. So
right.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. So. This one always goes back, and I'm like, I do not want to eat with this guy. There's no way.
I love it.
You know, so, but again, that stress of just constant in and out and making sure everything is right. It had to help you with your job, right? Especially today's day and age. Like if you look at the changes, I think the new rules in with the tenant situation that just came out, I think that's what's going to cause. You're going to cause a backup online where it's just going to screw up the whole system today because somebody gets a listing. They're going to have to handle hundreds and hundreds of calls and then just not ready for it.
Yeah.
We're back, you know, when you're looking at, you know what I'm talking about, right? With the, you know, with the exclusives and all of that, I think it's just going to put a backlog, and I think people are going to get so screwed on the tenant side that's not going to be fun because there's not going to be, you know, if you're not going to pay, you're not going to get represented, and it's just, you know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
So you would do well in it, though, because, again, you might do well in it because at least you have that experience, like you just said. I never realized that, where it's just a constant ticker going, boom, 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 and you got to keep going. I think I would, too, because I eat a lot of restaurants. I just thought it just happened. No, like there's somebody actually there that's putting it together where all the dishes are coming out at the same time.
It's a different world. Once you get past that line and all those tickets, and you know, it's something you have to learn how to actually set it up. But it's a stress, and I've seen many people walk out of the kitchen, just like in real estate. I've seen so many people walk out because the stress does get, unbearable for most.
It's got to be a lot of screaming, a lot of yelling, right?
Well, yeah. When I left the kitchen, I was in the kitchen for 20 years. So when I came, to real life and I was around real people, I was like, wait, I can't say these things anymore.
that's
Like,
right.
this is
Something
all,
that's
you
been
know,
cop-
yeah,
yeah.
you're exactly. So you know exactly. And the kitchens, there is no whole bar. There is no, there is
Can't
no
take it personally,
filter.
yeah.
No, you can't. Every day, it's literally, you're going after everything everyone loves in that kitchen on a daily basis. You hug it out at the end of the night, you leave, you start again the next day. So that was probably one of the biggest challenges I had, because I had never done one day in sales in my life. So
I was just going to ask you, how are you so good at sales when you didn't really do it? You're not a salesman, you're a chef.
yeah, 100%.
It's like an interesting,
Yeah.
I think it's weird in a way where, because a cop I could see as being a salesperson, believe it or not, right? We sell
you're
every day.
talking, yeah.
Because you're talking to people and you just, and I think that's the best thing that happened to me in this business, which trained me, was learning the verbal judo and all of that, how to talk to people and just calm them down, get them excited when you want them to. You know, you have to know when to, push the button, when not to push it. Most of the time, you're calming them down and talking them down. I think it was Gary that asked me, Keller, what was your best sales job? And I said to him, locking somebody up for a homicide and them just putting their hands behind their back, not wanting to fight.
Yeah.
Because they knew they were going to jail for life. So, and how you did it was you told them you were going to buy them a burger at McDonald's and let them smoke, and maybe I'll even give you a beer in the precinct with the beer bowl that we had, And 9 out of 10 times I didn't have to fight.
That's amazing.
Because you know how to talk to people. So that carried over into our world in sales because, again, you're dealing with that shit every day. People complaining.
De-escalating and calming everybody down. Yeah.
I get you're calming down in the kitchen, but it's not a sales game. It's the service thing, which is somewhat.
It's the opposite, but that's exactly, I think, so.
I guess you're loving to help. Wanting to be perfect is what gets you that ability in the real estate.
That's really, so when I first started, I started with a boutique firm, right? Training wasn't great, but I had mentors that I worked with. And they really helped me along.
When did you get your license? I'm sorry.
To the end of 2018. So
Okay,
I'm
so
going into my
recent.
7th year, yeah.
Okay.
So I started at a boutique firm, and I had a few mentors that I worked with, and they were great. They really helped me along, but there really wasn't much training. But I really thought of it, my job, as helping people, So when I first started, I was the first one in the morning. I was the last one there. I didn't know what I was doing. I just sat there and watched everybody else work around me and hoped to figure it out.
You think it was a job, or did you think it was a business?
No, it was a job when I first started. Now it's a business.
Just talking about that. Yeah,
there's no question that changed completely. But I had no clue what I was doing. But I knew I wanted to help people. So one of the first deals I ever had was it was a 200 and approved for 275. They were looking for something in Franklin Square. So somebody threw it to me as a bone. And I was like, wow, there's nothing. It's impossible. So I called them up, and I had the conversation, and they were like, it's not really for us. We're looking for an investment property. I said, okay, so the numbers need to make sense, right? Yeah. So I went. I looked at a few things in West Hempstead. I got them something for I think $255, and the numbers made sense. Where they were in the green every month after putting down what they wanted to put down. A week later, I go back to the mentor who had given me that lead, and I said, here, they're in contract, but I don't know what to do next. And he said, who's in contract? So it was just helping that family. It's just listening to somebody and trying to figure it out, what exactly it is that they need. And I think when I came to Keller Williams Legendary, they really, it was explained differently. It was coming from a place of caring. So now I understood what I was doing. And I think I just listen to people and I pay attention. And then what I've done my whole life is work hard. So I'll do the research on the town. I'll do the research on the parks. I'll do the research on the transportation. Anything that they need to know about a town, even if I've never been in that town, I'm going to know everything about it. My listing appointments, I can do RPR, and it'll take me 6 minutes, but I don't, especially if I don't know the place. I want to know everything about it. I want to know every sale that happened in the last 2 years. I want to know why it's sold that way. So I do my research. I put the work in. And it's crazy because no matter how hard of a day I have today or tomorrow in this business, it'll never compare to a Christmas Eve at a restaurant,
Wow.
So I know I never, that was work. This is fun, and I'm helping people. I started doing videos just to showcase the people that I'm helping. And it's amazing when you ask somebody, hey, just say a few things about me that if I helped you through this process. And it's crazy because it shows every single person that I've worked with, I am coming from a place of caring. I'm trying to help them and I'm listening to them. So that's really how I don't think sales is something I'll ever do. I don't sell. I listen and then I try to help.
Love that.
That's it, really, because sales is not for me. I can't sell anything. Yeah. I can't get my kid to get me a cup of water. You think I could convince somebody to buy
who
$2
could get
million
anybody? Yeah, I'd love to see somebody that couldn't.
I can't.
Let's get back to that.
Yeah, so it's about just honestly helping people. That's it. And I think I come off genuine because people know I'm there to help.
Because you are genuine.
I try to be. Yeah,
genuine. A good guy.
Thank you.
That's awesome. And then, so 2018, you get your real estate license. Are you still working in the kitchen?
No.
Interesting. So you just jumped in full force, full time.
So it was a conversation with my wife, which is...
How did that go?
My wife is amazing. So she really... there's not many people in the world like her. She trusts me wholeheartedly. And she said to me, I said to her, I said, look, I was in the kitchens. I was working at Vincent's. At that point, I was working 6 or 7 days a week. I was working from my baker was gone. This guy's gone. That guy's gone. I was working from 8 o'clock in the morning till 10, 11 o'clock at night, every night. And I took that job because I thought it was going to be less. But the place just pumps out. It's an amazing business. We were short-staffed, and I said to her, I don't know if I want to do this life forever. Because I had an older daughter, and I barely knew her. Yeah. And then my second daughter was around, and I'm like, I kind of want to hang out with this one too. So I said to her, what do you think about me getting...
I like them both.
Yeah, they're kind of cool, So I said, what do you think about me getting my real estate license? That was something my father, before he passed, always pushed me to do because he knew that he loved real estate. He loved architecture. I loved real estate. We both invested together in real estate. So it was always something we kind of loved together.
That was your thing.
Yeah. So he was like, you should get your license. So, yeah, but I'm a chef, So I'm like, okay. So she's like, yeah, get your license. So one day a week that I had off, I would go into Main Street in Flushing, and I would take 5 classes.
That must have been hysterical.
Oh, it was great. Parking, forget it. I ate all those places. Anytime there was a break, people are like, have you ever eaten in Flushing? I'm like, I've eaten everywhere in Flushing.
So have I.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So, I would go, I took my classes, and then I finally passed my classes, and I said to my wife, I said, what do you think about me doing this, jumping in full time? And she's like,
how was it? Let's go back a second real quick. I'm sorry. What was it like, somebody that doesn't like school, going there and passing, and now going back into the school world to get licensed? Now, I know it's not the same thing. Silly question. Is it sort of like going to get your GED?
I looked at it more like getting so I went to culinary school.
Okay.
So
yeah, that's right. You did
I didn't go to, I didn't look at it as,
But you liked, yeah. So
but I loved culinary school.
That's
and
right.
I
So
kind of loved this. So this was something I wanted.
You wanted to learn about it.
If you're talking about,
2 plus 2 didn't excite you.
Exactly. That wasn't exciting
Me
for
either.
me. But this, I knew that there was a start, there was a middle, there was a finish, and then I could actually begin a career.
And make money.
So that one, the school wasn't that bad for me when it came to that. I'm more of I can't do an online class. I have to be there. I have to be a visual learner. I have to see it. I have to remember it. I have to write it down. I have to be a part of that.
Yep.
But
you'll ask questions to a live instructor.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thing, yeah.
But I felt the school wasn't bad. It was something that I could do very easily. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I said to my wife, okay. I said, let's jump into this full time. And she's like, you sure? And I said, yeah. And then we've said this a few times. We've made investments together. And
Does your wife work?
No, she's a stay-at-home mom. Yeah. So yeah,
Think about it.
We've always said we'd rather live less and have our kids raised by family than have more.
God bless, man.
And
it's awesome.
Thank you.
It really is. That's pretty cool with that.
But again, her. So.
That really is.
But she said something, and I love this because we've invested together before, and we've done. And I said to her, "You want to do this?" And she said, "Bread and water," which means what? Like, if we got to suffer for a little while, we suffer for a little while.
Right.
She's like, "All right, let's do it." So I gave 2 months' notice. I trained my replacements because I would never leave somebody empty-handed. And then I trained my replacement, and then I
Had an
jumped
essay
in.
build and you ready to go.
No, I just jumped in, not knowing what it was. Somebody told me, "Oh, you could probably make 50 grand a year doing this," and I said, "Okay, that's not going to be enough to cover my home expenses, but you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it." And then I was lucky enough to get my first accepted offer 6 days.
And
So,
was that the 250 or whatever it is?
no, that was my second. So that was my second accepted offer. My first accepted offer, I was showing a buyer a house. The first house I showed them, they said they wanted it. I went back to the office. I said, "What do I do?" I had no clue what to do. Like I didn't know how to write up an offer.
Right.
I didn't know anything. I just said they said they liked it. I spoke to the agent. The agent said, "Yeah, we can make this happen for this." I said, "Perfect." I went back.
Isn't it funny? It's funny. Me and Diana talked about this too not too long ago. It's probably a long time ago. Just when I first started the real estate business, I was all in.
Mm-hmm.
Like you, helping everybody. And I remember you can call me for a $3 rental and I would do it.
Yeah.
I was literally a real estate hall. I was just,
Anything
with anything, it didn't matter.
Anything you could touch.
I did it, yeah, I could do it.
Absolutely.
And then probably 6 months in, I started realizing, where does the time go?
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with you? Or?
So, yes and no. The kitchen really had me on a chokehold where I spent no time with my family because I would walk in the dark and I would come out in the dark, right? And
Okay.
my youngest daughter, I would wake her up sometimes at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Just to give her
just
a
to
kiss
play
on-
with her.
yeah.
I know.
Oh,
I would
wow.
wake her up. My wife was a stay-at-home, so I would wake her up. I would play with her, and that was it. So now, realistically, yeah. Let's say you're working an 8-hour day. That's still a joke, right? At the end of the day, what we do in our business, yes, we're making our phone calls. We're doing what we have to do. We're touching base. We're running over all our deals. We're making sure everything is in order. But in reality, I still kind of try to go above and beyond. But compared to what my life was, even going above and beyond, it's a joke because it was such a hard life for such a long time that I feel so blessed to have this life and what I'm doing. So I try not to give that many opportunities. I do surround myself with great people. So I have a makeshift team, let's say. So anything I can, I try to push out to them as well. And they're all awesome. Like I really love the support that I have with them. I get to go on vacation, like rentals. I push off to somebody on,
Sure.
and so I kind of pick and choose a little more now. But I try never to let any opportunities go by. I just learned how to delegate better. And this is going
Makes
into my
sense.
7th year. Now, if there's a commercial deal, we have somebody who's great in our office that works commercial deals. I just set something up with him yesterday. So, I kind of delegated that because I know if it takes up too much of my time, I won't be able to run my business properly. If I can't run my business properly, I won't be able to hang out with my family enough.
Explain me your business. What is your business?
Oh, that's a great question. Madness.
Yeah.
That's really what it is. Honestly, it's been a whirlwind. The support that I have around the people that I know has just been amazing. I don't care call. I care call, but only warm people who I've dealt with before and who I know.
Okay.
I've never, I do a lot of advertising in and around the neighborhood, Franklin Square where I live, and Ridgewood, Middle Village, Maspeth, Glendale, because that's where I grew up as well. But
when did you leave Ridgewood?
it's going to be my 12th year now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you still have roots there?
Yeah, so I still own. I own something as well in Ridgewood, but I try to keep everything local. My business comes more from charity events that we throw, being present in the neighborhood, being a part of, a community. And I think that that's big. I really enjoy being a part of my community. And the more people see me, I have a billboard on Hempstead Turnpike, which my daughter, whose high school is only 4 blocks away,
that must drive her
couldn't
crazy.
be more embarrassed.
I was gonna say.
I put Sold by Baldo team on her banners inside her school. I do it as much as I can embarrass her.
Backpack.
Any play I could put my card on the back.
That's
Yep,
it.
I'm in. Get me in there. Don't worry about it. I have a bench by Ralph's Ices where I embarrass her too because that's the busiest spot in all of Franklin Square and
best.
all of her friends.
Wish I could do that.
So I do it more to embarrass her than the business. But people in the neighborhood and the community know, are getting to know me more and more and more, and they know that I'm trusted, and they see that my background. That's how the business comes.
Where'd you get that idea to start doing that stuff? I'm not talking about embarrassing your daughter.
Oh yeah. That's just key.
Where did it come up with? Let's do a billboard.
So, I was selling the building. I sold the building. It was a commercial building, and I had a for sale sign with my face on it.
Okay.
And I was like, this makes sense. A lot of people are calling on the sign. So the person who I sold it to, I said, hey, can you rent any space for a billboard? And he said, absolutely. So we worked out a deal, and we put up a billboard. So that was kind of where that came from. The Ralph's Ices, it was the same thing. It's kind of like farming. I do send out mailers, and we're going to be doing this thing for fire safety soon in Franklin Square, where we're sending out packets on how to be like what to do for fire safety. We're going to offer, if you have anybody elderly in the neighborhood who needs batteries to change out on their smoke alarms, we're willing to go and actually change out the batteries for them. So we're constantly doing things in the area. And in the neighborhood for farming, but really it's just being present and just letting people know, hey, I'm here. If you need me, I'm always ready for your whatever you need. I'm here for your service.
Awesome. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the charities, because you have that one event every year I go to in that one bar. Which one's that for?
KW Cares.
The KW Cares.
Yes.
Tell me about that one. Where'd you come up with that?
So Linda Chen, who I adore, kind of pushed me into that one the first year. She's like,
when did you come to Keller?
This is my 4th year now, my 4th full year.
So just like Candace, you came because of me.
Yeah, absolutely. So Linda just said to me, hey, you're the neighborhood. Like she always says, you're Mr. Franklin Square. So she's like, can you do a KW Care event? She's like, can you pick a place? Can you do this? I'm like, oh, all right, let's give it a shot. So we did Franklin Social, Franklin Square, Franklin Social. And our first year it was great success. We raised some decent money for it. It was a great event, and every year we've kind of
it's packed.
Yeah, it's packed, and now it's great because people are donating as well on top of it, not even showing up, which those are the best. Please, everybody donate.
Do that.
Yeah, but don't show up. Just send the money. But we've gotten some great numbers, and
when is that done?
That is usually the 4th week of November. Yeah.
Oh, November.
I think November.
I thought it was October, but okay.
Yeah. No, it's November. It's right before Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's KW Cares Week. I think everybody does something, an event or something for KW Cares. So that's been a great
It's always raining, too, for some reason.
Always miserable. I know. Every year I'm like, I want to bring a box of cigars and, have people outside and enjoy it. No, but it's always miserable.
You always pick the worst day.
It's always that same Thursday night. It's no matter what. I love it. But it's you know what? It's a cool event. And, we see all the things that have happened in the last few years, like with DR and, what just happened recently in Hawaii and, everything that's happening, the money goes there and it's helping people in Keller Williams family. So, it's, how do you say no to that? And every year I try to get out of it. And every year Linda convinces me to do it again. Yeah. So, and, she knows she's got me. So
you're good at it and you care. That's why she's got you, she knows you care about it.
We try. We absolutely do try.
And then, so what did you raise last year in that?
I think we came. Wow, what did we do? We did, I think, 7,000 or 8,000.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we did a good. Yeah, we definitely covered our market center, whatever we needed.
What did you do for Red Day?
Red Day, I was with you.
So
we did Rescuing Families, which is a spectacular organization. They're all nonprofit. Vinny and Gina, I honestly, hanging around them, I feel like a horrible human being, because they're just that good.
Yeah.
And I enjoy Red Day. I really do. That's one of those days that no matter what, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna kill myself that day, and I'm gonna make sure that I give them my all that day because it's such a great event. Rescuing Families, if you don't know what that is, Gina and Vinny have this nonprofit called Rescuing Families. and they help families in and around our area who have disabilities that can't function in the homes that they live in.
How long was that gentleman, the house that
we were in? Oh,
yeah.
He was, so they've been dealing with permit issues for that particular house
Forever,
for, I think,
right?
over a year and a half.
Wow.
So yeah, it's Valley Stream. It's been very difficult for them, but I've been keeping pace on what they're doing and watching them, and they're moving along now. So it's just awesome what they do. They're great people, and if anybody ever, if you just want to clean your soul a little bit, and they take volunteers all year long. It doesn't have to be Red Day. So if you feel like, you're having a rough week, go help these people out for a few hours. They'll take any help that they can get, and you will feel better. You'll just feel like a better human being after doing that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What else do you do?
So we take part in a autism and awareness campaign that we've been doing every year. There's a local barbershop just down the block from my house. It's called the Neighborhood Barbershop. Gentleman's name is Ruben. And about 5 years ago, he decided he wanted to help a family in need in the neighborhood. And ever since then, we've been doing it, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And our goal this year, we're closing down the street. We have all the permits. We're going to have food trucks there. We're going to have banners there. We're going to have tables there. Car show. I supply a dunk tank with Linda every year. I don't get on the dunk tank.
Make Linda get on it.
Yeah.
Or
Maybe
Julia should go on
we
that.
get Yao on there. What do you
Put
think?
Julia on. I think that'd be even better.
Julia would do it.
Yeah,
She'd have fun doing it. But,
she would do it.
Yeah.
So would I.
It's for me, I say there's a weight limit, so I'm not getting on there. But we. So we're trying to raise $10,000 this year. So it seems like it's going to be split between two families. One is going to be, I believe she's a 6-year-old girl, nonverbal, autistic, and has never been able to eat solid foods. And then the other family I believe we're helping is going to be a single mom with 2 kids that are on the spectrum as well, and all in and around Franklin Square. So you know what? $5,000 might not be a big deal for some people, but from others,
Everything.
It's just even the thought of just, hey,
It's
this
awesome.
community wants to support you, wants you to have a good day. Whatever you want to spend on, whatever you want to do with it, you do with it. It's all through a nonprofit. They get the whole deal.
So, Baldo, I feel like everybody in the world is charitable, but you're extra. You really are, and I always said that about you. It's where does that come from? Is that from dad, mom? Is it just?
It's so I'm blessed, and I believe the Keller Williams motto is your faith, family, and your work, and I think that is me completely in a nutshell. So I know how blessed I am. I don't think it's luck. I think it's just a blessing. And sometimes when you're blessed, you really should give it back. And that's why I feel like I'm charitable. That's why I want to be charitable. That's why I feel like I'm not charitable enough. Like I want to do more. So I depend on my business. So the better year I have, the more charitable I am. So, I'm hoping for the skies, so I could be as charitable as can be, but that's where it comes from. And then the people I surround myself with. My wife is probably the greatest person I've ever met, and there's no one more charitable than her. She's always like, what can we do to help? What can we do to help? She's one of the kindest people alive. And then we're role models to the kids. I have 2 girls. I want them to be decent human beings. So honestly, that's where it comes from. That's where it comes from.
That's awesome.
That's it.
It really is. It's an awesome way to live. It really is.
It.
I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
You go to church every Sunday too, right?
I do.
Church-going guy,
Yeah.
God-fearing?
Oh, God-fearing, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm there every Sunday.
That's nice.
Or Saturday night. It depends.
Depends on what kind of games on Sunday morning.
Exactly.
That's awesome. And what kind of business do you do in the real estate? You said everything, but what do you really focus on in the neighborhoods you focus on? Like, where do you farm?
So I farm. I farm Franklin Square probably the most. That's where I'm pushing most of my business. Again, a lot of my referrals come from Ridgewood. So believe it or not, I do a lot of these 6 families in Ridgewood, which is so much fun.
If you don't mind me asking, do you have a 6-family there too?
I do have a 6-family, yeah.
Assume that, yeah.
So I wish I would have bought a couple of 2 families instead, but But with that being said, yeah, I've been selling a lot of six families lately. Two
There
families.
has been a lot of six families coming up.
Yeah, the prices are going down on them.
Yeah.
So with all the laws that are passing in New York State, people are just fed up with it and trying to sell. So
That's right.
you know, we're helping families get out of whatever situation that they're in and starting their retirement by getting rid of whatever they have there.
That's right.
So, but really, those are the two areas that I farm the most. I do work everywhere. If I ever get a referral from anybody that I've ever worked with, I have hands on it. Sometimes I can't do certain areas because it's too far, but let's say I'll have somebody on my team work that referral. I'm on every text message. I'm on every email. I check all the comps. I do all the work alongside them, just to make sure that referral knows that I'm holding their hand the whole way through the process. But yeah, farming, typically it's Franklin Square.
Franklin Square.
Yeah.
And then you going to Mega Camp this year? Or?
No, I didn't go, no.
Did you go to family reunion? Or?
No, I didn't go, yeah. Family reunions in Vegas, right?
It was Vegas last year,
yeah. So.
Next year, I think it's Atlanta.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
And this year, I think Mega Camp's in August this year. It's in, usually in Austin, but they switched it this year. They made it San Antonio, I think.
I really want to go. I've been invited to some spectacular parties from some of your New York agents. They've actually reached out to me and said, you should come.
Tell you what, you should. It's especially a guy like yourself, because you're so big into the charity. You'll really do well with the referrals down there. You get that referral-based business going. It's hard to get away for a couple of days, but
and it's usually in February, right?
Well, family reunions February. Mega camps in August.
Yeah, February. It's usually my daughter's birthday that same week.
That's right.
And we're at Disney.
That's right.
So I'm like, can it be in Disney? And we could just bang two.
Sometimes it is.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
If we could switch it off to Disney again,
they'll be back
perfect.
to Disney. But try to get to Mega Camp, because again, the relationships you create there. Did you ever go to Austin with Keller Williams at all or anything like that? No,
never traveled.
You got to try to do it, because again, your referral business would go flying through the roof. It's amazing what happens, and your stories that you could share with people would just be phenomenal, because people would love to meet you. I know it.
I would love to go.
The way you set it up would be amazing. How to get there, and just talking to the people, they would latch on to you. When I was an agent, I would go down to Mega Camp and family reunion every year. Originally, I didn't go to Mega Camp. I would go to family reunion, and then I saw how many referrals I freaking got because of this company.
Yeah,
that's fucking amazing.
Yeah, it really is.
It's one year, me and Jeannie, just phenomenal with the referrals from the company because of that, the relationships you meet, and the trick to it though is not to people go down and hang out with each other. And why would you do that?
Yeah,
it makes
you could hang out with them here.
Yeah, you hang out and go
meet new people.
Go meet new people. It's amazing. You go meet someone and don't hang out with the people that you already know. You say hello to them. Buy them a coffee, say hello, and then run. Yeah, it's hysterical. But some people just like to joke and just go and hang out. I'm going down to meet people, but I would pretty much every time I go, I'll get like 5 or 6 referrals.
Amazing.
You pull them out, and it's over the years.
Absolutely.
You'll get
Getting to know people, going back, showing face.
Yeah.
So anybody and everybody who's been in our office has been trying to get me to go, and I know eventually I have to go as my business grows, as and I do some referral now.
I can imagine, yeah.
But it's Jersey, and it's it's local. It's not too far. But yeah, I would love to connect with more people across the state, and I think it would be great. Absolutely.
Maybe I guess when the kids get a little older.
Yeah, that's what I'm figuring. I have a 9-year-old. Yeah. So I figure when she's about 12, then me and my wife could get away for a few days. Maybe we'll get her license, and she'll come hang out with me. Yeah.
Your daughter.
My oldest, I always say her name is Vincenza. I'm like, sold by Vin. And she's like, absolutely not. I'm not working with you. I don't want to be, nope, it's not happening. I'm like, yeah, we'll see.
What do they want to do?
So they're both pretty cool. They're both super smart. My oldest is really into fashion, really into fashion and the arts, and she's got such a cool vibe to her where I think that she's gonna do that. I have family in fashion as well. I have my cousin works for Ralph Lauren. My other cousin works for this huge name. But eventually I feel like she's going to get into that. My youngest, I feel like she's going to be more of an artist. So
Okay, so
basically, I'm
awesome.
going to have two people who aren't going to make any money in my
I was
household.
just going to say, you're going to be supporting a lot
That's
of it.
it. Yeah. That's why I got to work hard.
You really do.
That's why I said get my wife a license.
Buy
Maybe
more
the both
buildings.
of us.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's awesome.
I love it.
What do you see going on in 25? What's your world look like this year? And then what do you see in 26? How are you looking at the market right now? Better, worse? What's going on?
It's different. It's different. There's still opportunity there. There's still a ton of opportunity there. I think 25's been a little odd. Typically, the months where we're super busy haven't been that busy. But we started strong.
Okay.
And now I feel like we're getting back into a season where it's really getting back in there. But I think there's just more creative ways to get out there. The more you educate people, the more you let them know what's going on. Most people aren't buying houses every week, right? It's scary for them. So you need to be a comfort for them. You need to explain things to them. You need to really, really, really detail things for people so they're comfortable with what they're doing. It's a huge decision. You know, I say if it was a pair of shoes, buy it. If you don't like it, throw them away. Right. You know, this is a house. So with the buyers, we're kind of keeping them, you know, comfortable and letting them understand what's going on with the market and, you know, when's the best time to buy a house? When you're ready, you know? Sure. When are you ready? Here, I'll give you all the tools you need to get ready. When's the best time to sell a house? When you're ready. You know, this is the best time to sell a house. You know, marketing, so we just keep all the people that we're working with very well informed of what's going on with the market. You know, I wish it would go back to 2.5% again. That's not going to happen. Yeah. That's not going to happen for a very, very long time, if it ever happens again, right? So in reality,
I don't think it's ever going to happen again.
I agree. And if it does, there's something wrong with the world, and we gotta, you know, there's a bigger problem than 2.5%.
I think that was worse than any good that it did.
I think so.
It really did screw us up
because it put people. It gave people a line like, oh wait, this is what I'm looking for, but it's not realistic. So you know, we kind of explain that to them. We show people the trends of how the market's been and what the rates have been for the last 25 years, and you know that kind of makes people feel better about it. And you know, the consumer is so educated now that it's not like, oh, what are the rates? Oh, they know what the rates are because every morning they're getting an alarm set to their phone with what the rates are nationwide.
Yeah, rates don't even matter.
Listen, buy it. If in 3 years the rates drop to X amount,
refinance.
You refinance. You know, it's that simple.
I think it's a great opportunity right now.
Oh, absolutely, because people are scared to buy.
I think you hit it right on the head. I think the good agents out there, we have a lot of good agents in our world, but the really good agents, I think you need to know how to educate your consumer. I think you hit it right on the head. That's what you have to be really good at. If you're not going to succeed. You gotta do your research. You gotta know what you're talking about. Because again, they're so educated. They don't need you to just open up a door. You know, so you know they need you to go out there and give them the advice that they need. You know, the real advice, and you do that well.
Yeah,
I know you do that well.
I try to.
Yeah, you really do. I you know, again, I keep an eye on you guys because I hear so many great things about you that I want to make sure that that's what I'm saying. And you know, sure as shit, you really do it right. It's again, I'm amazed by how good that you do it too. Like how you're so into your clients and
I try to be
and
family.
But it makes sense now.
Yeah,
it really does make sense. Like the upbringing and
come from a place of caring. And Keller Williams explained that that's what I was actually doing. It's coming from a place of caring because I didn't know how to explain it. I was like, I'm here to help you, but I'm how. You know, so once I understood what my role was and how to be who I am, that's why I am. And you know, it's our market center too. Like we have, like you were just talking to somebody else in our market center. I've done a deal with them last year. We have fun with each other.
Yep.
You know, we
can tell.
We're all like-minded people, right? That's like in every self-help book that we see and read. But it's people that are all going to the same place. So nobody's pushing anybody back to get forward. Everybody's like, hey, I'm here.
Reaching out.
And this is what I did to get here today. What do you think? Oh, I did that. It worked. And then I added this. And just the group of people that I'm around in that office, you know, the Humayans, the Femis, you know, they're just next level. You know, it's just when you set yourself up with the people that we have in our offices, the market center, I've watched it grow in the last few years, and watching it grow and having this core group of people around you that are just supporting each other.
You got Linda cracking that
Oh,
whip.
forget about it. Whenever she says, "Hey, I want you to come to," I'm like, "Oh no, she's got, I'm in trouble."
Oh no.
But, yeah, but she honestly, and no disrespect, Rich.
That's okay.
When I was offered from other places, and when I met with Linda, I knew how genuine she was. She underpromised and has been over delivering from the day I met her.
That's awesome.
She's the best. That's it. I can't say
I
anything.
can honestly say I brought her in.
Yes.
So,
Oh yeah. Oh no, she says it. Yeah, absolutely.
But it was funny, and this is how I got Linda. It was funny. I was told you can't talk about other people in these podcasts, but it's hard. Sorry. But the funny thing is when I brought her in, I wanted to work with her so bad that when she was asking me, she always had an answer, and it was pissing me off. She was like, "Well, you just want me in your downline." I was like, "It has nothing to do with that." So she goes, "All right, what can you do that proves that?" So I put her in Jeannie's downline, and then afterwards, I was like, "Fuck, that was stupid." I could have made
That was a mistake.
That was a big mistake.
I love it.
That was a real stupid mistake, But no, she's a special person, and I say the same thing that you say. Reason I'm decent at my job is because I surround myself with really good people, and that's called being smart, And going forward, like, what do you have planned again in the business for 25? Going forward, I know you got the events, and
so I'm introducing AI, a little bit more AI into my business because I feel like that's something we have to jump forward with. So
I agree with you 1,000% on that.
So there's no way around. It's we have to be a part of it. So I'm introducing more AI.
The internet, what was it, 15 years ago?
Yeah,
10,
that's exactly what it is.
It is.
It's crazy. So we're doing care calls. I'm having calls made out throughout areas when I'm doing open houses, just to let people know that we're having open houses, inviting people into the open house. Never trying to solicit, just asking questions. It's crazy. It's simple. I just want to do better. I want to be very good at what I do. So people always ask, what's the goal? What's the number? Every day I want to be better
Than you did before.
That's it. And you know what's happening? I'm going through deals that I have never had to deal with before. And I'm going through issues. And every time I look at it, I smile. Because people are like, you should be losing your mind. And I'm like, no, I'm learning something. So the next time this happens, I have it locked and loaded. I know what I'm doing. So really, I just want to be better. And thank God for good scotch and good cigars because that'll keep me sane, right? But that's about it, and just that's the goal for 2025, 2026, 2027, just to be better. I want to give better service. I want to work as smart and hard as I can. I want to give my family a better life. And that's it. Just be better.
All right. So with that being said, best advice you can give to somebody coming up?
So, few things.
What that you wish was given to you when you started?
I would probably say for somebody coming up, somebody new, somebody green, but somebody hungry, set yourself up in a team. Take the loss. Don't worry about the money you're paying out. Surround yourself with people who are going to teach you how the business works. We could all show houses. We could all do this. We could all send emails. Work around people who are going to teach you the business. And always come from a place of caring. I know, especially when you first start out, there's bills to pay. There's tuitions you got to catch. There's rent. There's whatever they may be. Somebody starting out, if you could focus on just helping that person and the relationship instead of the number, you'll grow so quick. You'll grow so quick. And don't be scared to negotiate. All these new agents are so nervous about other agents that are like bite back one time or bark back. And I'm like, get in there and rip that person apart. Don't worry about it. Show your teeth, get it done. Let's get it done. Yeah. But my advice to somebody new would be join a team with somebody that you trust, somebody that you want to model yourself after. Come from a place of caring, and try not to have too much commission breath. You know, just try to be there to help the person, and your success will happen, and it will happen quickly.
Great advice, it really is. A couple more questions, and I'll let you go.
Absolutely.
What are you planning on this summer with the kids? That's important.
So absolutely, it is. So
going anywhere exciting? Or?
We do the same 2 trips every year, and they're my happy place. So we go to Lake George, and then we stay.
You know, I've never been there. Everybody I know goes there.
And if you've made it this long without it, then don't ever go.
Good advice.
We stay at the head of the lake, the Fort Lee. We stay
take it. That would be
no, it's just an alarm. We stay at the head of the lake at the Fort Lee. There's a little pool that oversees the lake. You'll see all the tugboats and all the boats that go on the lake, and it's just such a cool thing. My kids love it. We have a great time every year. We stay there 4 or 5 days. Then typically at the end of summer, we'll stay at Ocean City, New Jersey, which is, we stay at the same hotel, the Portico Hotel. We stay at a high room. We look at the beach. There's the pool there, and it's just one of those things where,
Let's play softball there.
Yeah,
tournaments.
Oh, it's big down there. The baseball, absolutely. Yeah. But those are the 2 places that we go every year, and then the rest of the summer is my Intix pool that I jump in, and my kids watch me from the window, like we're at the aquarium, and I tell them come in, and they say no. So that's it. That's basically it.
That's awesome. Okay, one more question. Best restaurant in New York.
Best restaurant in New York. That's hard.
That you know, for you.
In Manhattan. So it's not a restaurant. There's this little place in Wall Street. It's called Sicily's Best.
Okay.
So you walk in. It's right by Wall Street, and the guy is Sicilian. Young. He opened up this business, I believe, 6 years ago. The food he makes, his rice balls, pane panelle, his paninis, his everything he touches is absolutely spectacular. So I worked in the restaurant business so long, you can't give me a better steak than what I've cooked. You can't give me a Sweetwater lobster better than I've cooked. You can't. So none of this impresses me. But when you give me peasant food, like this guy does in Wall Street, like if it was a 90-year-old Italian grandmother, that impresses me. So you'll go there, and honestly, I stop looking for parking. I'll pull up right in front. I'm like, if I get the ticket, I get the ticket. It's worth it. This is what I'm doing.
It's like Joey Paisano's in Little Italy.
Yeah. So I run in, I load up. The guy knows I'm coming. He asked me if I want an espresso. I'm like, nah, I'm good. Hurry up before I get the ticket. Yep. I get everything I can. I throw it in the car. I bring it home. I heat it up. And this guy is money all the time.
What makes, in your opinion, a great restaurant? Like you just said, like what, if you were to open up a restaurant tomorrow, me and you open up a restaurant tomorrow, what would that look like?
So I think a great restaurant should have a few real big bullet points. First, the food should be spectacular. There's so many wonderful chefs out there that really know what they're doing. They know how to pair food, wine. They know their flavor palette is just ridiculous. They know.
And how educated do you have to be to do that?
It's a real dance. You really need to be on top of it. Like, first of all, you need to know your market. You need to know your area. You need to know price points where you're going to be. And then your menu should really be spectacular. So I believe let the chef do the chef's job. Let the front of house manager do the front of the house manager. They should be handling wine. They should collaborate to make sure. The owner, of course, should, always kind of let staff run, but still pay attention and be involved. But I think besides spectacular food, spectacular service, I think it's a feel. When you walk into someplace, so my house, they call it La Casa Paterna. Casa Paterna means that's like the meeting grounds. That's the paternal house. That's where everybody shows up, right? Do I cook the best? No, my mother blows me out of the water. I got a few aunts that'll kill me. They'll laugh at me if I even compare myself to them, right? That's awesome. I was a chef for 20 years, right? Yep. It doesn't matter. They'll step out of the way. I'm still not allowed to hold the knife in the kitchen with some of my family members' houses.
That's funny.
And so, but everybody comes to my house, not because of the food. It's because of the way they feel.
The love that you give them.
Yeah, it's comfort. It's house. You know, you come to my house, you don't think about taking your shoes off. You just do it. You know, you want to be comfortable. You want to feel like your family. You want to feel like you're a part of it. And I think that would be the third: food, you know, service, and the feel of a restaurant. That would make a magical restaurant. But I would never get back into the restaurant business.
Just shoot you up. I was going to ask you, when we're going to me and you're going to do a restaurant.
I learned my lesson. I'm also obsessive, right?
That's right.
So I couldn't just say, oh yeah, this is working good, let me walk away from it. You know, I would have to be there all the time. And then I love the life that I'm building with real estate. This is a field that I wholeheartedly can say has changed me and my family's life. And I'm not talking about financially. I get to hang out with them. I get to pick them up. I get to drop them off. I get to be that annoying guy. Like, I want to be that. This was what I always dreamed about. And real estate has given me the life that I want. You know, people are like, whoa, I hate saying it. I'm content with what I have. I do always want to be better. But I'm so blessed and so happy the life I have right now because of real estate.
Well, Baldo, with that being said, thank you. Love you. Got to know you even more. Awesome. Grateful we had this. You're an awesome guy. Stay you, man. You're an amazing guy, man. You really are, and I really appreciate you, buddy. Thanks for everything.
Thank you, Rich.